want to bring on more, and you dickhead. Fuck Ange, blood. I've had enough of him, bro. Fuck him, blood.
Hey, rage quitting.
Fuck him, blood. Want to bring on fucking Mikey Moore now? You're an idiot, blood. He's an imbecile, blood. Imbecile. What's the matter with him, blood? You want to bring on Mikey Moore now? What for? So we can get a 4-0 on the CV. Where was he when we needed goals? Where was he when it wasn't over, blood?
Look, X here crashing out, and we all understand why. We're going to delve into it. We're looking at the Spurs reaction from last night. A massive take from Jamie Carragher as well, and the hypocrisy of him, Sky, and everybody around it, surrounding the celebration police. All of that coming up. But hit the like button. Make sure you're sharing this in your social media group chats. Telegram, family group chats, WhatsApp, etc. Get this out here. But X here, I understand this rant. And I got a lot of stick last night because I called Tottenham pathetic. And I felt in terms of the game state it was. And I stand by every little thing I said last night. And the vast majority of Tottenham fans that phoned into our show, came onto our show, fundamentally agreed with me. They knew I wasn't trolling and just throwing smoke. The mistakes made by the team last night, the lack of impetus, the lack of bravery, not attacking, not trying to score. I understand where this frustration comes from. And if you look at what X is saying here, I kind of didn't blame Ange last night. I felt that he went with the right approach to begin with. They defended well, but the players weren't brave enough in the attack. But what I didn't think about until I saw this from X and watched some more of the Spurs content last night when I finished working was very much could have made better attacking changes earlier on in the game. You're 4-0 down. It's the 81st minute. The game is over and you're bringing on more. That's a kind of sub that should have happened maybe at halftime. Definitely when it went 2-0 down. Make the change, go for broke, go on the attack and try. I understand 100% why X is fuming here at the manager. Again, with hindsight from my point of view, I didn't really think about it during the game. I'm not a Tottenham fan, though, but I do agree wholeheartedly with what he's saying here. Go check out X's channel, watch his match reaction as well. Absolute gold. Let's move on a little bit here. And this is one of my favourite YouTubers and streamers at the moment, Yummy. Let's have a little look.
Oh my fucking God!
What is that? What is she screaming into? What is she screaming into? I need to go back. What is that? What is that? What is that? Is that designed for screaming to keep the noise down? What is it? It's broken now. Don't leave, come back.
Man, stop. Yeah, end the match. End the fucking match. It's fucking over. It's fucking over. It's fucking over. It's just fucking ended. I don't want to see you guys just fucking bullied. Just end the match.
Do you know what I love, right? This is what I love about football. That she's using the word bottle it, which is such a English phrase. I love the fact that people from all around the world now use it. And it is a proper English phrase. It's literally it's from Cockney rhyming slang, bottle and glass. I mean, your arse went means you shit yourself, bottle it. I love that people all around the world are using Cockney rhyming slang. It's amazing. But what a crash out. Practically rage quitting. Absolutely brilliant. Now, I was sent this clip. I've watched the first 10 seconds and was laughing. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. But let's take a look at this Ange Postecoglou interview from after the game.
Ange, that's 63 defeats in a row for Tottenham. You're in League One now. Is it fair to say that the club have gone backwards under your management?
Well, you know, it's a pretty stupid question there, mate. I've done what I can to try and make this team as good as it is, and I don't really appreciate questions like that because I think I'm doing a great job. Mate, when you look at the amount of injuries we've had over the last 2 years, it's more than the rest of the world combined. So, you got to take that into account. But, I've done a pretty great job. I won a trophy. I won the Papa John's trophy last month. Beat Macclesfield in the final, 107, 106 on penalties. So, got rid of that curse. So, I think I'm doing pretty well, mate.
Do you know what it is? The impression's good, but it's the looking at the ground, not looking up for a single second. Like, if you close your eyes, that could be Big Ange. 110%. Remember, people, hit the like button. Make sure you are subscribing. Make sure the bell notifications are turned on as well. But yes, Spurs, look, I'm not going to say that they're out of chances of winning trophies this year, because they are still in the FA Cup. They are still in the Europa League, and I would never... they're not the favourites for it, but of course they could win it. But the pressure now mounts because they were in a semi-final. They were winning that semi-final going into that game. Let's take a look here at Jamie Carragher, because he has something to say. It's all gone quiet. We'd all moved on from the celebration police. But again, Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville seemingly talking out of both sides of their mouths, maybe. Let's take a little listen here.
Didn't like the Lewis-Skelly thing. I don't care that Haaland said to him in the first game, who the f*** are you, basically. Because you're a young player. I don't think Lewis-Skelly is in a position to be taking the piss out of Erling Haaland, who was a guy who scored 250 goals and won every trophy under the sun.
So I'm going to stop him first of all there. Where has this come from? Throughout my lifetime, I have seen players, whether they're young or old, some that have achieved everything, others that have achieved nothing in comparison. For instance, a few years back, Andros Townsend, who in comparison to Cristiano Ronaldo has done nothing, and actually there's probably the same age difference, probably a bigger age gap between Townsend and Ronaldo, did the sue when he scored an equaliser at Old Trafford. When Ronaldo was back at Man United, a number of players celebrated that when they scored against us, and the amount of fans that would be outside the stadium afterwards doing the sue. Sky Sports, Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, the media, there was no think pieces, no rival said, how dare they do that to Ronaldo? They clapped, they applauded, and they cheered on. And that was correct. Why now? I want your opinion on this. Why now is there a sudden change? And when I say that, we're going to listen to some more of this in a minute. This is from the Premier League's own YouTube channel and Sky's YouTube channels, celebrating Jamie Vardy's greatest wind-up celebrations, the Premier League's best troll celebrations. So you've got, they were celebrating, you can see here, Saka's done it, Mopé. You can see, obviously, Balotelli's less mimicking, but trolling. You've got the video third down here, the biggest trolling and unsporting moments in Premier League history. Now look and remember, laughing emojis. Laughing emojis. Sky Sports and the Premier League celebrating this. Good for our sport, they say. Funniest Premier League moments of 2022-23. And if you go back and watch it, some of that is fights. That was the season where Haaland, sorry to lower the tone a bit, was like farting on opponents. Literally, he was doing that. And listen, it's just part of gamesmanship in football. It's always been there. So I want to know why suddenly Lewis-Skelly doing it, a celebration, has changed the game. What's your opinion as to why it's changed the opinions of the pundits, the ex-pros, the broadcasters, rivals? Why suddenly has it changed? I thought this had gone away, but clearly not here, according to Jamie Carragher.
I don't, to be honest. If that was a player at Liverpool and I was a senior pro, I'd pull him. Or if I was the manager, I'd say, listen, you're doing amazing. No one wants to knock your confidence. You've got great arrogance on the football pitch. Don't get involved in that. You're not at the level yet of Haaland. If you want to get up there in 4 or 5 years' time.
And look, I understand it if that's always been your stance, but that hasn't been. Because there's been loads of young players who have celebrated in particular ways, shown a bit of arrogance. As an example, Jamie Carragher was in teams that had won nothing compared to Man United. But when they won, they celebrated massively at Old Trafford. They had won a league title. No one in that Liverpool squad had won a Premier League title. They beat Man United at Old Trafford. They were kissing cameras. kissing cameras, compared to the likes of Ryan Giggs and co on the pitch. They'd done nothing. They didn't care. Listen, I'm not defending Lewis-Skelly here. So if any of you think that, it's because you're trolls predominantly. I'm defending football. This is atrocious. And this was Jamie Carragher at the weekend. This here was Jamie Carragher at the weekend talking about Lewis-Skelly.
About football arrogance. And I always class that as a good thing. You know, someone who's got that strut on the football pitch, give me the ball in tight situations. He's got a football arrogance. Is he 17 or 18?
18.
He's 18. The only person who comes to mind is Wayne Rooney. You know what it's like? They feel like, I'm the man on this football. But Jude Bellingham's got it. You know, you see him at Real Madrid going, you know, I've been here 2 minutes, but I'm owning this place. And it looks like he's almost one of the leaders in the team. Now,
So he's gone from saying this on Sunday, he's one of the leaders in the team, he's got that arrogance of a Rooney or a Bellingham. And I've seen Bellingham and I've seen Rooney do things that you could constitute as mocking opponents, winding up fans. I remember Rooney as an 18-year-old pointing at his badge when he scored against Everton, maybe he was 19. He's still very, very young. So he's got the arrogance of an experienced pro. He's one of the leaders. But you're also, in the other breath, saying he cannot act like a leader. He cannot act like a senior pro. He can't show that arrogance on the football pitch. Which is it? Which is it, Jamie?
This is an analysis on the last time we did Monday Night Football on Arsenal. I was critical of Odegaard, saying he's not getting the ball in dangerous positions. But I felt like the player who could do that, the last clip we used was him going into sort of a midfield position and playing a lovely pass. This time he's getting the ball in that position. Normally you'd expect an Odegaard to be really between the lines, and he's in a goal-scoring position. And he finishes, gets his goal. And I always think when you see a young player burst onto the scene, they always have that sort of impact, a big goal, a game we remember. A lot of the great players do. You think of Michael Owen as a young player, or Wayne Rooney, or Jude Bellingham. They always have those moments early on in their career, and they're destined for stardom. This kid looks an absolute superstar, and he's got that presence and personality on a football pitch at 18 that you very rarely see.
So literally, you're seeing him praise his presence. He calls it arrogance. I call it confidence. I don't think that there's nothing about Lewis-Skelly that I've seen that is arrogant, but we'll use his words here. No talk of the celebration. No talk of I'd pull him aside. Why the change? How has it gone from this on Sunday to a Thursday/Friday podcast basically saying it's a disgrace and he needs to be pulled? Surely you would have felt that at the time. Surely you would have expressed that. Maybe because Henry's next to him. Maybe because he knows Henry's going to shut him down. He doesn't have the balls to say it. I don't know. But for me, this is overly duplicitous. I actually think this is Jamie looking at the way the world has reacted and gone, I can shit on this young man here. I can shit on Arsenal here. And for me, that's a cheap shot. It's an absolute cheap shot what he's doing. But it not only damaging to this young player, he's 18 years old, I think he should be left alone in that way. But it's bad for football. We now have think pieces and rules potentially being brought into the game to ban comedic celebrations, to make mocking opponents a punishable offence. This, for me, is beyond horrendous. And every single football fan should be standing up against this. Because if we lose that part of football, I think it kills a massive part of our game. Hit the like and the share button, people. Make sure you're subscribing. I want to get your views on all of this. The Tottenham exit. Are the fans right to be angry? Should they still have patience with Ange Postecoglou? And what do you make of this situation with Lewis-Skelly still rumbling on? Is this basic Arsenal hate? Is this Jamie Carragher being a hypocrite? Or are they being fair? Do you agree with what they are saying here? All your opinions are welcome in the comment section. Keep them as respectful as you can. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and I'll see you soon. Peace!